Hello and welcome to Wade's World, the Deadpool podcast, episode 34. We're smack in the middle of Cable and Deadpool. And no, I didn't mean it to sound like that. I am Phil, and joining me as always is...
Hey y'all, it's Lilith. What's up?
Sounding nice and fresh.
You know, I'm a girl. I have every right to be late. It takes a lot to just even get this going on. So we're talking Cable and Deadpool number 8. Mm-hmm. The Burnt Offering Part 2. I believe the subtitle of this issue is Lepers at the Table. And that should be their next miniseries. The title of their next miniseries.
Wasn't that an alternate title for Passion of the Christ?
Yeah. And they actually tinker with calling this the Passion of Cable. We did prepare a list for you guys, even though you didn't call and you didn't write. So what was that list about? What was the theme?
Well, since the big theme seems to be telepathy in this episode, it's top 10 telepaths.
All right. I'm the evens, he's the odds. Let's just get right into it with number 10. Who could it be? Aquaman!
Of course.
Anytime I can shoehorn Aquaman into a list, I'll do it. You guys need to know that.
Number 9, because he was just packing so much power, and I mean, they said he was close to Dark Phoenix level, and just to tick off Little Hellfire, Nate Gray, X-Man.
I hate that guy. I hate him so much.
He's a more powerful alternate version of Cable. Come on.
Number 8. Emma. Oh, keeping it in the summer cycle. Emma Frost.
As we'll get to this issue. Or as Deadpool called her, what do you call her? Where's the telepathic chick in the thong? All right, number 7. Let's keep it in the X-Men and keep it the scantily clad Psylocke.
What a disappointment in the freaking X-Men Apocalypse movie.
I know.
No offense to the actress. It was just the adaptation was very lackluster.
That whole movie was...
Yeah, I mean, anyway, we'll have to review that one of these days.
Oh, yeah.
It should be about as fruitful as the Green Lantern review.
Which you couldn't get through.
Which was the joke. Number 6, Dr. Fate, Kent Nelson version, of course.
Of course.
Y'all knew it was going to be DC on my side. Come on, be serious.
I know. All right, number 5. Finally has his own TV show. He's a multiple personality, so he's rocking many powers. And, of course, how do you get to be a strong telepath? It runs in the family. Charles Xavier's son, Legion.
I haven't read a single issue of that ever. I was not interested.
Watch the first season of the show.
I watched the first episode and I got a headache. It was artsy for the sake of trying to be artsy.
If you can get a couple episodes in, it gets good, especially towards the end. I think, what is it, like 8 episodes maybe?
Maybe over the Christmas break. If I can part myself away from my pillow. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen.
You can't watch it from bed?
When my head hits the pillow in the bed, I'm gone. I'm asleep. Number 4, of course, y'all should have seen this one coming. Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, I knew.
Pick up her book when it hits. X-Men Red, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, first the Phoenix Resurrection miniseries.
They're just gonna milk this for all it's worth, huh?
Mm.
I thought that was a DC thing. Come on, Marvel, you can be better than that.
That's a big 2 thing.
So what you got for number 3?
All right, just so you didn't take all the DC love here. Of course, Martian Manhunter.
Good choice. I love Justice League, the original cartoon, where he uses his shape-shifting abilities and his mental abilities to become friends in a different persona for every Justice League member.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite. I was like, yes!
I love the Justice League by Grant Morrison, Rock of Ages, where John is able to just temporarily, like, cure the Joker of his insanity.
Man, Martian Manhunter is such a good character, and it's a shame he doesn't have his own book right now. But neither does Cyborg anymore. Sorry, Cyborg. Better luck next time, buddy. I mean, you should be a big thing now that you're in the Justice League movie. Maybe they're canceling it to retool it.
Everybody wants him back in the Titans.
I'm saying. I mean, he's still on Teen Titans Go, so that's what just has me like confused. Anyway, my number 2, some more DC love. I love this guy. I wish he had his own. We need a miniseries for the Phantom Stranger.
Mm-hmm.
He is OP as heck, but I love Phantom Stranger. Like, I love that side of DC that's all mystical and magic-y, and anything Zatanna can pop up in and bring Constantine along with, I'm totally all good with.
DC will write it.
I will write it.
Oh.
I'll have to come up with like a weird alternate name, but it'll be Phantom Stranger. We'll know, but they won't know.
And what, you're not going to write under like an Asian name, are you?
No.
Oh, no, you're not a Marvel editor. Never mind.
What was your number 1?
All right. Maybe just because we love slimy. Well, I don't want to say slimy. British bad boys here. And on the Newcastle crew, but Manchester Black, the guy who seems to piss off Superman even more than Lex Luthor.
Really? You didn't go for Professor X?
I was trying to save some for you. I didn't think.
I'm not big on the Professor X anymore. Like, the more that I read like old school, like right at the beginning X-Men, he's a creepy dude, man.
Oh yeah, especially around Jean. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, whew, I can't. Mm-mm.
He's all about the teenage redhead, and he's mind wiping people left and right.
Yeah. Don't go back to the classics, kids. You can't read it as an adult the same way. It has taken it forever. Okay, so the list is over with. Let's get into this issue. I have to say, I like the cover.
Yes.
A little something different. And of course, Phil probably likes it because it's displaying that lovely glowy eye he loves so much.
Oh, yeah.
That should have been the movie poster.
Maybe we'll be. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we have so many marketing months to go and merch to get.
Oh, did you see the whole thing about the Brazil con what they're doing down there?
No, what are they doing?
There's a Comic Con in Brazil, and I guess they're giving away not fake ones, real ones. Ryan Reynolds must have made the announcement or something that anybody who wants them, you can get a free Deadpool tattoo, a real one.
Like,
yeah, like.
I mean, I'm sure there's some weirdos that will do it. I know a person who has a tattoo of Jimmy Fallon's face on their arm, so it takes all kinds.
And they're probably doing it in Brazil because there's probably laws up here about
giving away free yeah, those darn Brazilians. Yeah, part 2 of the arc. Domino is here. Anaconda's still here. Hammer's still here. There's a lot to take in.
We got our mid-2000s references, Barry Bonds and Jason Giambi.
I feel like the art did step it up a little bit, and I'm not sure why. I think it had to do with they switched to a different color system or something like that, if I remember right.
Maybe. It looks like they could have.
It's a little more crisp. It's a little more defined. Like, yeah, I like the artwork in this one a lot.
You gotta step it up for X-Men.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but I did. I really enjoyed the artwork this episode. So, and I just want to say, boo! Like, if you're gonna mention Kitty Pryde, you better show Kitty Pryde. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe they were afraid to.
I mean, if we can have Beast and Wolverine, I can't get Kitty Pryde for real. Messed up, man.
They're afraid to have her in the same room with Deadpool.
I love Kitty Pryde, except for the new run right now. Like, I picked it up and I'm like,
You don't like her leading a team of X-Men?
Not with the writer. She's too familiar. Just saying. Anyway.
Did you see they have an Excalibur reunion coming up?
Yes. Oh, and a President Bush mission, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was in it.
Yeah, on the computer screen.
Because he was president at the time.
Man, those 8 years sure did fly by. I miss Bush at this point, to be honest. At this point, I would give Jeb a chance at this point. I don't care. Make it a trifecta.
Deadpool sums up his mental condition. Cellular structure and perpetual flux. Explains that whole Robin Williams on crack thing I got going.
So close. So close. So, Cable is just like really kind of weird in this issue. Was it just me?
Yeah, like what's with the... I I guess it's the 2000s. So he traded in the shoulder pads for like some kind of funky blue armor.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't this the guy who can like catch bullets and take stuff apart with his telekinesis? Why do you need the big freaking armor?
Well, I think that like they were really trying to tone it down and give him that whole Messiah flavor, because I mean, this is really where the rubber hits the road for this particular arc too. Like for this particular the story thus far. Like they're really fleshing out Cable's agenda and how nobody likes his agenda.
Well, yeah, it's basically telling everyone to power down. Then make peace, or I'll force you. Going all Superman from Superman 4.
We don't talk about that. Unless you're Charlie. Oh, there's your Charlie mention.
Charlie Esther, take a drink. No, we mentioned Peter David brought that up in our interview. He was like, in his movie, the minute Superman said that, everybody in the UN was like, wait, what? And then they like hired Lex Luthor to take Superman down.
Yeah, and it's like Batman with his contingency plans. You got to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like Oliver with a kryptonite arrow, even though kryptonite probably doesn't exist on Earth 1. Anyway,
who knows? There's 53 versions of everything and everyone now. Who knows?
We have an infinite universe. They just haven't discovered it yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I think the best thing about this issue was the X-Men appearance, and it's very much X-Men are very much the Batman of the Marvel universe. When in doubt, cameo with an X-Men.
Oh yeah, from like what 80s or 90s on, it's like, okay, you want to get numbers on a book up, you either have guest stars, either Wolverine by himself or with an X-Men team, Spider-Man or Punisher.
Yep. And you know what? For what it's worth, I love all the Punisher team ups. I think Punisher from I'd say the mid 90s to right about now, this is pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in the 90s, don't forget Ghost Rider. You throw Ghost Rider in a book, try to get.
I've never been a huge fan of Ghost Rider. I mean, I like the original concept, but not the... Everything after the movie has just been weird, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, we don't talk about that either. I'd rather watch Howard the Duck than watch that movie.
Ooh.
Well, I love Howard the Duck, though, so...
I know. You and Charlie.
I don't know what else to really say about this book. I thought that it was good, but I think that I want them to stop kind of relying on these X-Men cameos. We get a lot of X-Men cameos throughout this first, 20 issues.
And is it purely a joke, or, I mean, were they teasing us with Deadpool and the X-Men?
I think that's what it was, but I'm not sure. But, I just feel like these two characters, they stand out so strong, even back then, that they didn't really need the marketing shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. It's always like, oh, especially before the Deadpool movie, what they consider second tier characters they always have to categorize them somehow. Like, you're either in the X universe or the Avengers universe or the Spider-Man universe.
And that's a shame.
Because
it is one big open world that is, and it is fun to play with, to mash up. But it's like I would have rather seen something else than X-Men, because X-Men were being beat to death, and they are still being beat to death. How many X books are there out right now?
There's X-Men
6?
Blue, X-Men Gold, Astonishing X-Men, Generation X?
I thought I counted 6 or 7.
There's more coming too, because of course there's going to be that X-Men Red with Jean Grey. There's a Rogue and Gambit miniseries coming. I'm sure if sometime between now and the movie, there's going to be some form of X-Force coming back.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonder if we're going to get Cable and Deadpool and that, and if they're going to be in the movie.
Fingers crossed.
Because the comic books have to look like the movies.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate mandate at times. But I think Marvel's moved past that, don't you?
I don't know.
I don't know about when it comes to X-Men though, because I mean they make their money, and so then they try to.
I picked up the latest. I hadn't been reading it, but I picked up the latest issue of the Punisher when it gets the War Machine armor. He's looking kind of John Barenthal-ish.
Damn it, Marvel! Just try to be different. Because Aquaman's slowly turning into Jason Momoa, just getting the hair, gonna get struck by lightning and his hair turns black for no reason.
Justice League was out today. He had the beard, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time that he's had facial hair, but it's the first time there's been this much, I feel like. Classic Aquaman. I gotta keep my orange and green. I don't That's all I'm saying. Classic stuff works sometimes. And in this case, Cable and Deadpool are classic and they work together. And this really left me wanting the next issue, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just like, okay. But this one's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and just grab this next issue. I'll just hit the next page.
What, the 6-pack wasn't enough for you?
That's my favorite panel, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nice and clean. It's crisp. It's got great shadows, great color work.
Upside down domino.
Exactly. Fun stuff. Like the whole panel, the whole page is just fun. I mean, it's not Nightwing's butt or anything, but
seriously, all you ever talk about is Nightwing.
Should we trade names? Well, speaking of that, get ready for Saturday.
Oh, that's right. We're going to review the last issue. What is it? Nightwing 34, the last run of Tim Seeley, and the whole thing up until now with Tim Seeley. The Grayson series, which I've been reading through at the last couple days, his Nightwing run. And stay tuned because we have a message from Tim Seeley for the fans. So
yes, I think that it's going to be a temporary absence. I think he's going to get the Green Lantern book together and he's going to be able to pass it off to a team and come back and do something fun. Maybe not Nightwing, but something else in the Bat family, which I'm all for.
They need him to kick Jessica and Simon off that Green Lantern book.
Maybe not kick it, but maybe he has an interesting idea or something for them, because whatever is going on, it has not been working since October of last year.
They had an advertisement for it, and it was Tal and Kyle on it.
I mean, I know a lot of people are probably sick of white guys in comic books, but those two just weren't working. Like, you just have to admit it.
I mean, like we said, rotate it, you know.
Jessica's interesting, but I didn't think she was interesting enough on herself. I think they should have went back to her origin more, because that's her beginning of her story is very interesting, very sympathetic. They just
and the two rookies deserve that on their own book. No,
yeah, just give us the whole team book. Them just traveling, bickering.
We kind of have that with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
I mean, just get everybody together, though. Just everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. We don't need 2 separate books for Green Lantern. Mm-mm. Anyway, but you know what? That does need 2 separate books. I feel like I want another Cable series.
We have a Cable series.
It's not good, though.
Well, don't worry. Once Cable and
I mean, it's the lowest rated book every time I see like reviews and stuff on the Marvel list. I'm just saying. I've never seen it higher than a 5.7 on an average.
Well, the first arc seemed rushed. I don't know if that's because they were going into Marvel Legacy, but now it just seems like they're pandering. It's just like, oh, look, he puts together a newer mutants, you know, Shatterstar, Longshot.
Oh wow, they're digging about as deep as I do when I'm putting these lists together.
So I'm just thinking that if not before, they're gonna change directions once Deadpool 2 hits.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I want to get back into it, but like, I just every time I like pick up like to go look at reviews and stuff, I'm like, I'm not wasting like what is it, $4 on that? No, Marvel's prices are sky high, man.
Mm-hmm.
DC is too, but
yeah, but at least they give you some $2.99 and $3.99.
Exactly,
all $3.99.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to talk about the next issue. But yeah, who's reading along? You better send us an email or a voicemail. I want to know if anybody's reading along with us. What you think? If this is your first time or not? Do you think you have to read any Cable or Deadpool to jump into this book? I think it's okay if you don't know anything about Cable and Deadpool, because the first arc sets it up like who they are pretty well.
Yeah, I think you could jump into this pretty easily. And besides, who doesn't know Deadpool by now?
I mean, there's plenty of people, and some people that only go by like the movie stuff. Like my boyfriend, I'm just like, no, sweetie, there's only like that much of the truth in there.
Oh, like me and my wife. Oh yeah, it's kind of like that in the comics, but
we were watching The Flash, and I was just like, don't ask me any questions. I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad right now. When we were watching the crossover, like, don't ask me any questions about this. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you meant last night.
That one too. I was just like, this is not the thinker that I'm used to. So
I remember she's just like, was he on trial in the comics? I was like, yeah, but not in this way.
Exactly. I was just like, you can't do the reverse Flash. Damn you to hell, Flash. Damn you to hell. Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, if you're listening, please send us some feedback. We want to know what you're thinking, so that we're just not rambling into the ether here. So how can they do that, Phil?
Oh well, I guess you want plugs. Okay.
Smooth segue, Phil.
Like a middle-aged man with a sports car. You want plugs. Okay. You can always write to us at the Wade's World Deadpool podcast. Wade's World Pod at gmail.com. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Wade's World Podcast, at Wade's World Pod on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Pinterest, but and the voicemail for everything Capes and Lunatics, because that's where we're at. 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And if they would like to talk to you, Miss Lunatic, who by the time everyone hears this, you'll be a year older, where can they get a hold of you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, live tweeting The Gifted every Monday, although next week is its last episode for the mid-season, so they'll be back, but I will be live tweeting that. For everything else, at Adventures in FG. That's Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Adventures in FG. And check out the website, adventuresinfangirling.com. And I want to remind you guys to go to our network website, southgatemediagroup.com, to check out the full list of all our podcasts, literally everything from A to Z, from animated wrestling and everything in between. So do that. Hit some affiliate links. It's Christmas time. Help keep this network afloat.
And give us a present and subscribe to us on YouTube and on your favorite podcatcher service.
We're everywhere.
Although I'm told some of you kids listen to your podcast on YouTube, so subscribe.
That's weird. The kids are weird these days.
Back in my day,
we had one service. If you didn't have an iPhone, you were screwed. You were stuck listening on a laptop.
Well, it's like back in my day, we used Napster.
Back in my day, I had a Zune. True story, kids. True story. And the podcast service on Zune was far superior than actually on an iPhone. But we know how Zunes ended up.
Like the dinosaur.
Just a mess. Take us out of here, Phil.
All right, everyone. That has been the Wade's World podcast. And I think we had all our random nonsense, free tattoos. Just got to go south of the border.
Way south of the border.
I mean Brazil, not like the tattoo on your butt. That could be our next contest. Guess how many tattoos and where they're placed on Lilith Hellfire.
Good luck.
You know she has to have an Aquaman tattoo. You know she does. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Phantom Stranger.
I should just get the hat though.
Although is that a tattoo she has, or is that something her and her boyfriend did, the Phantom Stranger? To spit her water out. My job here is done with maximum effort. Good night.